Can you beat Act 1 as solo Arcane Trickster Rogue? Well, this is only part 1, but so far, yes. So, hello, welcome. First of all, I will upload all the full clips, unedited, almost unedited, let's say hours of gameplay on my channel. If you just want to maybe start your own journey and try a solo Baldur's Gate on Tactician difficulty, feel free to check those, but they are gonna be in Turkish, dubbed. Let's say I'm gonna speak Turkish on in those videos, because that kind of content is not on YouTube, so I wanted to do that. So this is a separate video for English speaking users. So this is gonna be a summary video, maybe 30 minutes long, something like that. So here are the rules. First of all, this is my first time playing solo. I finished the game like 4 times on Tactician and played like with 2-player party for the last 2 of those, all right? So I was like, okay, it is time to start solo, because even with 2 people, the game is still so easy if you know what you are doing. For solo, obviously, I want to play something that is powerful, because this is my first time, so I went with an archer character. So we are gonna start with Rogue, and I'm not gonna take any followers, I'm just gonna kill all of those, but I actually couldn't figure out what to do with Laezel at start. So after tutorial, I promise it's gonna be a solo gameplay. I can still maybe use some minions, scroll, something like that, but this is a, what is that? Archer build, so I won't gonna do something like that, alright? So enough talk, let's just start. So this is right now patch 4, hotfix 10. So here we go. New game, Tactician. The game is also in Turkish, but we are not gonna read anything, so it doesn't matter that much. Only the starting part obviously matters, but I'm just gonna translate, maybe put some notes. So for the stats, I picked 8 strength, because we are not gonna do anything with strength at start, but later on we are gonna use maybe elixirs and also a one-handed weapon to fix our strength anyway, so we don't need that. For dexterity 17 or 16. I actually respect my character later on to 16 dexterity, because I'm gonna kill Aunt Etel, the hag, very much later on, let's say, so we cannot fix our dexterity to 18 at start anyways. So 16 or 17 dexterity. For constitution, at least 12. You can go with 14. That is obviously better for maybe some saving throws, but we are not gonna do much concentration spells anyways. But it is also nice for additional HP. So for intelligence, I just normally you can go with 8, but I wanted 10, maybe to succeed easily on some checks, because this is a solo character. And also Rogue uses intelligence for scrolls, spell casting. So that is why I just started with 10, but at Act 1, at early levels, there are actually not much powerful spells. So you can also again go with 8 for intelligence. For wisdom, that is probably the best attribute for defense. For saving throws, most CCs, as far as I know, gets checked from wisdom. So try to dump some wisdom, alright, at least 12, maybe 14. That is what I did. And because this is a solo play, I need to do all the checks myself, the persuasions, intimidations, all of that, and also maybe lower the prices, I guess, on vendors, if that is happening, I guess. So yeah, charisma 14. Maybe later on at Act 2, we can actually maybe also go with 8. I don't know, once the character is more powerful, let's say. So for the character, for the race, I picked Elf. I just wanted something that moves faster. You can also go with Wood Elf, but I actually went with High Elf for free cantrip Firebolt to explode stuff. I'm not gonna do much Barrel Mancy, because that's actually a way to cheese the game, but we are gonna do maybe 1 or 2 if a fight is hard, especially at Act 1. Later on you won't need that obviously, because Act 1 is gonna be harder because the character is weaker and we don't have much gear early on. So yeah, Wood Elf, High Elf, or anything else you may think of. You can just play anything you want. So Rogue. And for the proficiencies, Rogue also gets more sleight of hand, so just make sure you put your points in those. Rogue also has expertise on 2 proficiencies, so that is actually something special to Rogue. So that way you can actually have even more points on your sleight of hand. Actually at start I messed up and forgot to put points into Sneak. Later on I will also respect my character, so make sure you have 7 sleight of hand and sneak, because it's gonna be a sneaky rogue gameplay. So let's just start. Alright, here we go. So first of all, on the ship I just looted as much as I can to have some extra gold, let's say. We won't rescue, obviously, Shadow Heart, those kind of stuff. So first of all, I just also recruited the Brain as a follower. So we can actually get more experience from the first combat. Because we want to hit level 2 as soon as possible. So later on, Laezel joins the party. There's actually not an option to attack her on sight. Because probably this is a tutorial. So I had to get her in my party. Later on, I actually tried to kill her, but I forgot to take off her armor. She was so tank. I was like missing all the time, and I was like, okay, let's just use her on the tutorial. It doesn't matter that much anyways. Later on, we will obviously not rescue her once we get down. So I just looted her. Later, rescued Shadowheart and immediately killed her and looted her items. Here's a funny thing, if you don't recruit someone and undress them, you cannot actually get that people's underwear. So yeah. So our first hard combat, let's say, but we are not gonna kill the commander anyways. So we will just kill as much as we can, get some experience. And I also looted the explosives. Maybe I will use those later on, but again, we won't do much barrelmancy because that is just cheesing the game anyways. So we just killed a couple of more before the additional reinforcements arrive actually. So just trying to squeeze in more experience. And I believe this is enough, and just we skipped. So miraculously, for some reason, Shadowheart still has armor, but a new armor set. So this is funny. So we can actually rob her again for more money. I just looted some stuff, and then our first solo combat begins. So the funny thing is there are actually 3 brains as far as I know, but one of them were actually dead once I was here. So it was funny. I just immediately blasted the explosive. So it was actually a good head start for my character. And also I'm a high elf, so it was actually easy to do with fire bolt. And the other guy was just like wandering around, dashing around, and it was actually an easy fight, and I hit level 2. We get bonus action, dash, disengage, and crouch. So that is very good. Later on we just killed Astarion. It's gonna be an intense battle between 2 rogues. He just immediately healed, and we started a dagger fight, missing. It was actually a bit hard. I don't know, I just missed a lot. Put on my Astarion cosplay, killed the Mind Flayer without a cutscene, it doesn't matter. Because this is a Dark Urge character, I just butchered Gale's hand. So yeah, this is the first gore section. Later on, you can actually skip this combat by persuading the guys, but I just wanted to try it. I just pushed the guy and cut the rope, killed the 2 idiots standing there, and later on I just went to line of sight, attack, and just again hide line of sight. So this is just a cat and mouse situation, I guess. This is actually a hard combat as solo because the mage actually hits a lot. Normally maybe you should actually kill her first, maybe use the other route and just attack her first, maybe push her, I don't know. So I just followed the same method, and then it was actually not that hard, but this was my second try anyways. Persuaded the guy and just sneaked inside. He was like surprised obviously, because who the hell are you? And then he just actually tries to escape, so make sure you are on your melee weapons for some missing opportunity action anyways. And just killed him barely before he actually clicked the lever. There are actually a lot of monsters behind that door, which is something actually we cannot do right now, I guess. I haven't tried, but yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight, so I just skipped that for now. Looted the place for some extra money and supplies. Later on, we rescued Laezel by attacking her cage, but we are not gonna rescue her anyway, so she just helps us with the combat. These guys actually have, I don't know, maybe high armor, because we actually miss a lot. Everyone just misses all the time. This actually took a lot of time, this combat. It's actually also a very hard combat. I don't know, maybe I'll just suck. because I also miss a lot. Yeah, this is just the summary of this fight. And Laezel just dies without even killing anyone. So yeah, this is actually how bad it went. I just dashed around for some reason because I'm an idiot maybe. I just forgot to use sneak. I'm not actually used to use bonus action sneak, so yeah. But we got it anyways. Later on the druid grow combat. I actually need to sneak a lot, I guess, maybe run around, because there are lots of monsters here, and if they start to focus me, I will just die instantly. I also tried to hold my high ground advantage, but I also again missed a lot, couldn't kill anyone. I was almost dying, look at my HP. So yeah, I'll just use lots of potions, run around, let the other guys do the killing. That is pretty much what we can do at the start, because our character is not strong, we don't have anything yet. So this combat also took a lot of time, I guess something like 10 minutes, something like that, yeah. And by the time the combat finished, everyone was dead. Literally everyone, even Will. This is the first time I actually saw Will dying in any of my playthroughs. Maybe because I am solo, I don't know. Or maybe because everyone missed a lot. Look at this, everyone is dead. This is just ridiculous. I guess this suits the style of Dark Earth, but yeah, I don't know. So we are in Druid Grove. This is the first place we are gonna steal some items from the merchants, obviously. We just want some good scrolls, lots of HP potions, and arrows, because this is a bow build. So make sure you save your game quite often and try to just steal as much as you can. This is pretty much how it is gonna be for the first hour of your gameplay, actually, after you enter this place. We will just explore areas, unlock waypoints, gather experience, and steal lots of stuff from the vendors. This is just how it is gonna be. So I also got myself a new crossbow, +1, from Demon, the other vendor. Equipped that for some good extra DPS and hit chance, actually. Persuaded the tieflings into rescuing Sazza, what was her name? The Goblin? Yes, Sazza, I guess. But we are not gonna rescue her right now, she will just stay in the cage, because we actually need to clear the nearby cave, which is something that I'm gonna do later on. So yeah, we just try to get more experience by talking to people, rolling some dices. 10 experience, huge min-max. Later on we spoke to Volo, and this is where you can actually buy a decent ring. This is actually a Bless ring, the spell, you know, Bless. Once you heal yourself with potions, you can actually get this buff for 2 turns, which is gonna be very useful, especially early on. Rescued Arabella. Yeah, we want to rescue the Tiefling kids, because we can actually get the armor saving throw +1 ring later on, but this is gonna be way later on, let's say, because the Harpy combat is super hard. Later on we stole Kagha's chest, because there is actually a book, or maybe it was the paper, I don't know. So you can actually read those for some secret quest, which is gonna be useful for us. Then I got the guidance amulet. I should have actually got this after the Druid Grove fight, because it makes more sense. This basically lets you cast yourself guidance for more additional dice for certain checks, obviously. So this is what we are gonna use mainly on Act 1, because there is not actually much good amulets anyways. Then I speak to these guys. Their brother is dead because they got killed. He got killed by the Owlbear. I persuaded them into killing the Owlbear, because they are gonna help us anyways. Later on, rescued Scratch. So because my camp is gonna be so empty, I just wanna have some extra company anyways. This is not a follower, so yeah, we are gonna recruit her, because he's a good boy. Then I arrived at Blighted Village, casted what's that, guidance. Did a persuasion check. Easy 20 critical roll. My character is not even impressed, look at her face. Got the helmet for momentum. This is what we are gonna use early on for some extra movement speed at the start of combat. So this is a good early on helmet. This combat is so hard as solo. I just want some extra experience, so I just intimidate those guys. Not intimidation, I guess persuasion, yeah. And got a huge experience. This actually got buffed in the latest patch, I guess. So very good way to get some experience. Rescued the gnome, kind of. Skipped Blighted Village because I just wanna get a bow as soon as possible. For some reason, Raphael hasn't showed up on this location. Not sure why. So I just jumped through the broken bridge and arrived this place where you actually save a couple of people. But we are not actually gonna save all of them anyways. So make an easy check with my 8 strength and push the gate and still waiting. It is bugged for some reason, and yeah. I will just loot this place later on anyways for some extra supplies. Rescued the lady, which is actually very useful for us because we will get a good bow. But I actually want to do something here. So just destroyed the other barricade. There's actually a guy here that needs to die because I'm playing Dark Urge and he just slowly burns to death. And once he dies, I actually didn't get any inspiration immediately. I was just checking my journal and I realized we need to actually go near him for some reason, and yeah, we got it. But I'm actually burning, so I just jumped outside in time. I was almost died, you know. I almost died. So yeah, spoke to the lady, got our bow, which is gonna carry us for some quite some time. But we will actually get something way more powerful later in this video anyways. But this is actually good for now, for lightning charges. Got myself the Smuggler's ring because we are gonna steal a lot. You can actually make 15 charisma and use this ring all the time. So that way, because this provides a -1 charisma, you will have 14 anyways. Spoke to the ogres, convinced those guys with persuasion, so they can actually feast upon the goblins' corpses. So this way you can actually get another inspiration because we are playing Dark Urge. So make sure you do that if you are playing a Dark Urge character like I did. Later on I arrived Goblin camp. We will just also talk our way through. If you actually rescue Sazza, she actually comes here and helps you to get inside. But we don't need her anyways. I just succeeded the dice check. Entered the Goblin camp because I actually need to speak to the priestess. Because I actually want to go to the Underdark. Got myself marked. I don't know why I did that. Maybe it will be useful or not. She promised to help us. So she actually retreated to her chambers. Robbed this merchant. There are actually some darkness arrows which we are gonna use later on. And we are just using it right now. Because this place is so crowded, you cannot actually pickpocket him, the goblin trader. So you may want to use a darkness arrow. And enter turn-based mode obviously and steal everything you want. We also steal gloves of archery here, which is gonna be our gloves for DPS, and the boots for some additional jumping distance. Then I arrived this place, the fake Paladins of Tyr. This combat is so hard, we are not gonna do that right now. I just got the quest to kill Karlach. We will obviously do that because we are playing Lone Wolf anyways. But there is actually a cheese. Once you do that combat, you will see that later on. So also robbed priestess. I'm just robbing everything, man. This is so addictive. I just got the key and immediately escaped from her room. Because I actually want to go to Underdark as soon as possible. Also sneak past this fat ogre or whatever that is. I'm not sure. It is not an ogre, I guess, but I'm not sure. Solved the puzzle easy peasy for some extra experience and made my way to Underdark. The reason we are doing is to get even more experience. You can actually also cheese the spectator fight like this, but we cannot attack spectator. I will just kill that petrified enemy for some extra, I guess 40 XP, something like that. We'll just do that slowly. I'm just trying to min-max my experience gained. Later on I got attacked by the whatever this creature is called. So we actually need to do something here. I almost fell out from the ledge, you know, But yeah, we were fine. I will just dash. Because we are rogue, we have double dash anyways. So I will just run and retreat to camp. So this way, that monster is actually gonna get despawned, and I can actually make my way forward to the camp. The something colony, whatever that is. So there are actually two vendors here. This is why we need to go here to steal more stuff. Because as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna steal a lot of stuff, get stocked up. Still stealing. We will have acid ring, acid damage ring, and jumping ring, whatever those names are. I'll just put these pictures on the screen. So these are some useful rings early on. You can actually use the acid ring all the way through Act 3 because the jewelry in this game is so underperforming, in my opinion. We agreed to help the dwarf lady and we will rescue her husband. So this is a good time to use the newly stolen jumping ring, whatever the name is. So make sure you cast triple jump on yourself. You can also go for turn-based mode because this lasts 9 turns. Make sure you stole the torch, otherwise this place is gonna burn. Yeah, but we are gonna do that later on anyways. Get his bag, carry it to near him because he is just an idiot, he cannot pick it up anyways. And just wait until he teleports out. And we also want to get the noble stalk, something that most people don't even know, because if you burn this place, this just turn into ash. So also got that, and for some reason I just immediately exploded those bitter banks, whatever those are, and enter turn-based mode and just escape before dying. And later on I will just obviously do this for pleasure anyways. Yep. Still going. Yeah. Come on. This takes too long, man. I'm not sure why I am even watching this with you guys right now. Speaking of more experience, we are not done. I also but anyways, yeah. Get the Sussur Bark or whatever it is called from this place. Immediately enter turn-based mode and ran away before anyone sees us. Invisibility potion obviously helped a lot. And level up. 3 levels. Maybe I leveled up earlier, but anyways, I forgot to press it. Arcane Trickster. So the reason we are going Arcane Trickster is because it is something that most people don't even play, and it is actually very useful for what do you call it, solo play, because of minor illusion. So this is what it looks like after an hour of stealing every vendor, resetting them. So here's a tip: you can actually level up your character, and all the vendors actually got reset. So later on we actually enter our first combat after a while, the Gnoll combat. So you can actually also use some dice rolls to mind control, persuade, whatever, the leader. Otherwise this combat is impossible to achieve, I guess, as a solo. I'm not sure, because it is a very powerful this is a very powerful enemy, and there are lots of enemies overall. Most of them also attacks 2 times because they have some enrage ability, something like that. So it is impossible to solo this by killing everyone. So we will do this. The other guys just died. Again, do more dice checks. And this time the leader actually attacks its followers. So as you can see, they attack like 3 times even. It is just impossible to solo. After everyone's dead, the leader just comes to you. You can again just dice check, and he kills himself, or maybe she. I'm not sure. I actually also killed it by restarting, reloading an earlier save. You don't get any experience, so it doesn't matter. Enter Zentarium hideout because this is where the cargo belongs. By doing this, the merchant actually starts selling you more stuff, and we actually have some very important items to buy. So first of all, Titan string bow, combining this with strength of elixir, giant heal, strength, whatever, to have some crazy DPS. Later on, we killed Karlach, almost one-shotted her, but she just heals herself. And yeah, she just dies the second turn, I guess. Cut off her head and just finish the quest. By doing this, this guy actually hands his sword to us. So this way he is actually disarmed. He doesn't have anything. So this is a perfect time to kill these guys for more experience. There is also a vendor here. You can actually skip killing these guys if you want, but we are just gonna do that with starting the combat with a failed arrow attempt. Only one guy fell. You can also destroy the ladders if you want. Maybe they cannot climb, I don't know. So we will just keep ourselves on the high ground, kite them, use some special arrows. For some reason they blow each other. I'm not sure what happened there. It was stupid. This combat is actually very hard. So make sure you get the range woman first, then the other. If you just stay at this top roof, the other guy just cannot climb for some reason. But once he does, he actually showed us. Yeah, that was not cool, man. But he just died anyways. So I just went back to Blighted Village because we are right now strong enough. We can actually do all of these combats. Again, use Minor Illusion, gather all of them up, and this is the first time I actually used some barrels. Yeah, I had to do this. This is so satisfying on this exact location. And bam, using a fire arrow. And we also got a lot of experience from inspirations, killing 5 dudes in a single turn, I guess. Spoke to Aunt Ethel. I missed the combat for some reason, and I did this. Yeah, it was funny. So this is the first time, not first time, the second time, but this is the actually, yeah, this is the time we actually need to use some explosives, man. This combat is so hard as solo, because the 3 dudes are impossible to kill. There are lots of ads spawning, mephit or whatever those flying creatures called. I must do this. Enter turn-based mode, put some explosives, gather them around. Yeah, this is a good way to start the combat. Even I exploded a lot of those guys. This combat still took a while because I actually missed a lot. There are lots of enemies. They just keep spawning small ads. And if you kill any of those ads, I guess they also explode, deal some damage. So this was not a cool fight, but I ended up completing it in my 3rd attempt, I guess. So this is where you need to get the secret message for Kagha's secret quest. Later on, I went back to the Reed Grove and cleared the passage, so we can actually rescue Sazza. This combat is so easy, we just actually forgot to do this anyways. So yeah, an easy combat, some experience. We will just also obviously rescue Sazza, maybe for more experience. By the way, there is also a hidden achievement if you just rescue this Goblin 3 times. You can also do that if you want. But I'm not sure if I can do that in this playthrough. Then I just entered Owlbear cave. Did a performance check because I actually want to get the high ground. So again, using Minor Illusion, and everyone just went into combat. I just used an ice arrow. Started the fight. I just want those guys to tank. But they actually don't deal much damage. The woman is already dead. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, this way, this combat is super easy. That is the reason you may wanna persuade the brother and sister to come and avenge their fallen brothers. Easy fight. Make sure you use sneak often. I'm just gonna spare the cub. Maybe it will also join our camp later on. I completely forgot this part for some reason. Yeah, this was all over the place, man. Because I just wanted to steal a lot of stuff. So this is actually where you rescue withers. This is something that you need to do at start maybe. But if you don't do this, wither just appears in your camp magically. I already had withers actually. But I just obviously went here for some experience, additional loot. You can just stay here, sneak, and kill them one by one. This is a good place to make this combat super easy. As you can see, most of them cannot even spot you. But this guy was actually close enough and just goes for the kill. But they actually end up getting themselves killed, obviously. And I guess we have a couple of more fights. And no, this is the last fight, I guess. This is also something that we skipped at start because this is actually a little bit hard. But there's actually an explosive here. Maybe I could have done this at level 2 or 3, whatever. I just gathered all these guys with minor illusion and bam. Super easy fight anyways. Maybe I was just scared, I don't know, because this is my first time playing solo. And that's it for part 1. She just dies, dying in agony and pain. So thanks for watching. I will do a part 2 once I finish the rest of the Act 1. If I won't suck, let's say, I will try to finish all the game as solo. Make sure you subscribe if you are new to the channel. This is normally a Path of Exile channel, but I will maybe upload some Baldur's Gate videos because this is something that I have been playing for the last 2 months. I might do some more videos. Again, check the full-length clips if you want to see how I got past all the combats, everything like that, uncut, unedited. They are gonna be in my channel. I may also create a playlist for this character so you can actually follow them easier. I also have a Discord channel with thousands of members. You can also join there to chat with me and other players. Thanks for watching. I will see you later. Bye bye.